the studio demands it, an exercise in creative thinking where we will challenge ourselves to conceptualize, pitch, and craft a film based on the stipulations of a hypothetical Hollywood overlord. I am TCD Witt, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, Jim. I don't have a middle name for you this time. Berzelic. Hello, Jim.
Hello.
So what are we doing here? If this is your first episode, we talk movies all the time, and in particular, we complain about the choices of certain blockbusters and franchises, and of course, as any good cinephile does, we just automatically assume we could do better. I'm a filmmaker.
I'm a filmmaker.
That's right. And so we are not coming from nowhere on this, and without... we are not without our experiences and of course, our opinions. So how you doing, Jim?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Feeling well.
Feeling good. Feeling like you got your go juice over here. Yeah. I'm good too. Thanks for not asking. So back for another episode. I felt like we continued to talk last week about the Dark Universe.
Yes.
So I had a lot of fun with that. I thank you for throwing that out there. Or
sure,
studio
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny because I know you were a little nervous following up Die Hard's success that you were like, Dark Universe. So, but today I get to pick.
You do.
I do get to pick. So, but you're doing well. Yeah,
I am. Been living clean, living healthy.
Clean living. That's how you do it.
That's
And the beard's longer.
Yep. That's what time does.
Get the beard on the mic for everyone. Yeah, they can hear it. That's good. All right, so what are we going to do here? I'm going to throw out a studio demand here, okay?
All right.
We're going to travel back in time, Jim.
Okay.
We're just going to go back near a decade ago.
Oh.
All right, a studio made a demand, and maybe the studio didn't demand it, but there was definitely some vanity involved that said this needs to happen, right?
Okay, yeah.
And this was asked of the studio, and they made some stipulations,
All right.
and we got what we got. And I want to go back to 2010 and see if we can give the studio what they were demanding,
Sure.
but make a better movie.
Sure.
All right?
We can.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Let's
the
do
studio demands The Expendables.
Oh.
Now, for those of you who might not remember, The Expendables stars a bunch of 80s action heroes, such as Sylvester Stallone. Who was the villain in the first one? It was Eric Roberts. Was he the first bad guy? Yep. We have... Jason Statham, Schwarzenegger made an appearance, Bruce Willis made an appearance, Dolph Lundgren's one of the original Expendables.
Yep.
And it was, in its concept, we're bringing all the old school action heroes together and giving us the action movie we've all been waiting for our whole damn lives.
Yep.
And what we got was not quite that.
Not quite.
I think of the three that went on to exist with whatever they decided to do with it after the fact, that first one was close, but also not great.
Yeah.
But the studio demands that The Expendables comes into existence with the star power that exists, playing with the 80s action hero, bringing it back into the 2000s, into the mid 2000s. So Jim, give me The Expendables.
Okay. Oh gosh,
arms crossed.
I've definitely thought about this before.
We may have even talked about this before.
We may have. So to me, the biggest miss of it, and I understand why they missed it. So it's going to be a matter of convincing a whole bunch of pretty big personalities.
Yeah, I mean the notorious egos of these '80s action stars, like who think they're at this point so washed out they're not as good as they used to be, right?
Well, and they don't necessarily know that or think that.
Refuse to believe it. These are some of the biggest egos in Hollywood.
I don't like that the name Expendables was used kind of ironically because no one died.
Yeah, didn't
did one person die?
Eric Roberts died.
Yeah, they weren't expendable. And granted that it came out in the plot. It was, we're going to send you to do this thing, and then we don't care if you live. In fact, we kind of want you to die. But then they didn't die because they're the heroes, and that's I think how they were supposed to be quote unquote expendable.
Right.
I liked That was the name, like the in-world name of the mercenary group. They called themselves the Expendables.
Yeah.
But I think they should have allowed there to be a little more expendability. It would have given us actual stakes, which there didn't really feel like there were any.
Yeah, it really felt like is there more definition of a vanity project than this film? Like,
yes,
none of these guys are as cool as they think they are. Yes, there are more vanity
I'm
projects.
thinking of one in particular.
Which one?
Might be kind of rude.
No, go ahead.
Yoga hosers.
Yes,
I can't think of one. I don't even remember that there's a guy who lives in Vegas who makes his own movies and he's the star. But that's super B movie. But of what can be named, Expendables it's pretty much up there of, hey, remember us.
Look how cool we are still.
Yeah.
Look how great we are still. There's just
hell, if anything, there should have been callbacks to all of their movies.
Yes. Okay. So this is where I want to go down to in this avenue. Now, I think you are spot on that you can't call these guys the Expendables and not kill them.
Yeah.
Okay. And now here's my pitch to you. This may sound familiar because we have, now that I'm remembering, we have talked about this.
Did we talk about this? Okay.
But this is fine. This is my pitch to you in terms of how we do this. Do what you're asking for. These guys are Expendables. We got to kill some of these sons of bitches.
Yeah.
Oh, but they're egos. How do you do this? Yeah. You didn't see Machete Lives, the second Machete movie, did you?
I did not.
You know how Machete Lives begins?
How does it begin?
They show a trailer for Machete 3. So this is how the Expendables begins. You open with a fake trailer or maybe the real trailer for Expendables 2. Okay? And then you play Expendables 1 and all these they're dying. We're killing them. Because the Expendables is going to be an anthology series,
It's not about the continuing story of these individuals.
No, it is not.
I think this studio is just shoveling money at you because it wants to hear nothing else.
Yeah,
it's done.
Yeah,
it's done.
That's all. Thanks for listening, everybody. Let's do the social stuff. So you can find. Do you have an Instagram? Here's the thing: you can, if we go anthology style on this, right, and we kill these sons of bitches, expendable, make them expendable. Next movie comes along, whole new story. They even have different character names. We go American Horror Story style in here. Stallone can be the bad guy in the second one.
Yeah,
the only time he's ever played a bad guy is in Death Race, and he has a hell of a good time in that movie, right?
Yeah.
And you're right. Do callbacks and not just the I'll be back. No, you're always coming back. I'm coming back this time. That's not funny.
No.
You can do better than that, right?
Do entire scenes, right?
Yeah.
Now I can only think of bad examples. But
if it bleeds, we can kill it. Like, give me I'm not saying they go up against a predator. I think we keep this grounded
in one of them. They could go against some sort of space alien.
We're going
right? Because it's anthology. Yeah.
But why not? Yeah, I mean, you had the Predator, you had Alien. Let's go to all the classic '80s tropes here, but specifically this first one.
Oh God! And then if you're because you're now allowing people to die in these, you can start not only homaging all of those original movies, you can even lampoon them to some degree, and you can lean on all of these different things available to you, jokes and like real. I can't think of the word. Just homage. I'll just repeat myself.
Having an arm get blown off and being like, "Holy shit, dude! You just lost your arm. I ain't got time to bleed." No, you're literally bleeding to death right now. Like, I have this first one, the team on a mission. Use the same plot of the first Expendables. That's fine. Like Eric Roberts can be the bad guy. Stallone can be the leader of this team. But we need to lean into this. I want hard R. I want all the '80s tropes. I want these guys dropping dead. Like, have them go down guns ablazing.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Lock them in a room with, if you think, I love the movie Serenity, the Firefly film, where they are like trapped. They're dead. They're sitting in that hallway. Death is coming for them, and they're going to go down fighting. Give me that. Let's see these guys kick the holy ass out of bad guys and then go down fighting and win in the end at the expense of their lives.
Yeah. Yes. Affirmative. Go.
So in sticking with the continue, the studios saying Stallone has to be in this. Okay, so what do you do specifically with Stallone? Which version of Stallone do we got here? Is this Rambo? Do we give him like he's mentally messed up, crazy man leading this team? Or do you go, was it Commando? Wait, no, that
was Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
You got Rambo. You have Cobra.
Cobra, that's the one I was thinking of, yeah.
Cobra. I love the axe murderer cult gang in that movie.
Is that the one with the clan? No, I'm thinking something else. That's fine. Like, which I think that these characters didn't embody enough of their old school personas.
Sure,
they were just
because they all invented new characters for this.
Like, I'm saying they should play
like Dolph Lundgren. He's good. He's good at what he does, and he did a good job with what he was given, which was he a junkie? Was he an addict?
And he was a traitor too in the first one.
Yeah, he was a traitor.
To the truth, he's my favorite.
Strangely, they forgave.
Yeah,
you turned on us, but
so you won't have to worry about that inconsistency if we kill him and then bring him back in the next one. He's wearing glasses, like, I'm an astrophysicist, which he is in real life. Like the original cast here, so the top three builds, you got Stallone, Statham, and Lundgren. Okay, and then Jet Li's in here, Terry Crews, and then Randy Couture and Mickey Rourke, Stone Cold Steve Austin, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like looking specifically at Stallone, Statham, Lundgren, Crews, and Jet Li, like those five, and Eric Roberts being your bad guy. Like lean into specifically Stallone.
Oh yeah,
lean into freaking Statham. He's the transporter. Now I know he's not an '80s action star. I love Statham. Like that guy knows
he's
who he is and does it better than practically anyone. He's the best he is at what he does. But make him the freaking transporter. Get him a car chase in this movie.
Sure.
Hey, I'll drive. Like give me that line. Like get him in the car, and then having the other two hanging out for dear goddamn life as he's just tearing ass across France or whatever.
Yeah.
Have
Well, if I remember right, they had a plane.
They did, yes.
And talking about how basically we're going to blow everything up here. That needs to be your final scene, maybe, right? What do you think about like crashing the plane into Eric Roberts?
We're going full 80s on this.
Oh yeah. Like hell, it could even be where it's like literally he's shooting his gun at. Now, granted, isn't that the reverse of the Rambo scene where he was shooting
the helicopter?
He was shooting at the. So instead, now Stallone is in the plane flying it at Eric Roberts, who's shooting up at him.
Yeah, and I'm not saying this needs to be like the cheeky one-liner, like goofiness we get from like some like the Fast and the Furious franchise. I'm not asking for that. I don't mind the quippy one-liners of classic 80s movies here. Yeah. Like they lean into that. They were so self-indulgent in these movies and they're having such a good time. This is the meathead version. What we got is the meathead version of Ocean's 12. Yeah. Not even Ocean's 11, because Ocean's 11 is
it was done well.
That's a tight film.
Yeah.
Ocean's 12 and 13 are like, look at how much fun we're having, you smarmy sons of bitches. And this was the meathead version of that, where like they're all the coolest guys and like they're not leaning in to the fact that they are washed up old 80s action stars. Like just go for it. Recreate. And they kind of did, right? Like if you look at the second one, third one, like I'll be back, and Bruce Willis is lazily saying, "Oh, you're always coming back." Like Chuck Norris shows up and does the thumbs up. Like, how do we do that and not suck? Is what the problem is, because I think these movies are terrible and they could be so much better.
I think.
No CG blood. That's another. I know this is the studio. I'm demanding as much practical effects as possible. I don't want to see that. Oh, sure. Damn CG
well,
blood.
and that's the thing. Like the most fun moments of the Expendables are when it's the big action scene, right? When they're actually doing so. Like the scene, I remember the audience cheering when Terry Crews finally got that. Was it a machine grenade launcher?
Yes,
gun, and he just started unloading and exploding like the whole castle. Just more scenes like that. Like. I think that's sort of the key. I think Expendables spent too much time trying to build these characters with lives and like, oh, we care about what's happening here, and there's families or something, and I got problems. I got bills to pay, and
No.
have that be a one-liner. Man, I got a family. Well, I got bills to pay. Let's shoot some guns now.
Hey, I just proposed to my girl. Like, let's get in all the old school action cliches here. It's like, when I get out of this, this is my last day. Like, this is my last mission. Like, oh, you're dead. Yeah, I just proposed to my girl. Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah.
Like, I just have okay. No,
Hell, if anything, I would want a scene in the beginning where that gets lampshaded. They all get together for the mission.
They have the beer,
and anyone, not even that. Like they're loaded. They're loaded on the plane. I really like that. They're on the plane. They drink the beer on the plane to the mission, and while they're talking and trying to catch up, like someone says, like, "This is my last one. I'm out after this," and they all like point. They go, "Ooh," and like someone says, "You never say that, man." And they talk about stuff like that. Have them actively acknowledge the you just signed your death warrant.
Yeah,
because you said that.
Don't you know how these things go? Yeah.
That we don't talk about that
you
stuff,
know what?
man.
Let that guy survive in the end. Let him be is it Steve Buscemi in
Reservoir Dogs?
No. Armageddon.
Apparently he doesn't die.
Is he the one that goes crazy? But
Armageddon.
Whatever.
A number of people survive. He does go crazy in Armageddon.
Okay.
He climbs up on top of their asteroid rover and starts shooting the minigun that they put on there because cool.
Michael.
But
Bay.
he also survives in Con Air.
That's the one I was thinking of.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Here's another thing. The studio demands this existing. How do we resolve this?
Con Air. Oh, geez, that's a lot of the mood. Yeah, that's the mood that most. Obviously, they're good guys. They're not convict monster.
The Expendables
people.
Are good guys. Con Air, they're all monsters. Yeah.
But that should be like the only difference. Con Air's full of it's a plane full of badass dudes who end up dying, but in cool ways, right? Like. That's what this needs to be. Let's fly this plane of badass cool dudes to this island with a bunch of badass bad guys that they gotta fight. Hell, have you played the video game? Oh crap! Now I forgot the name of it.
No, I can't answer yes or no then at this point.
Broforce.
Yes.
Basically, this needs to be. This is Broforce the movie. Is what this needs to be.
Absolutely. Like this, it could have been so much more fun. But again, comparing it to the Ocean's movies, they were just having too much fun themselves without considering, like, hey, we have to sit and watch this. Can you please make this for us as well? Like, we want to see you replay your greatest hits. This is a greatest hits tour, and you were playing the B-sides.
Yeah.
I don't care about your friggin' B-side love song, right? Give me Rosanna. Give me Africa, okay? I didn't come here to hear track 13, okay? Look, here's another thing. Let's resolve this, because I'm not sure if this was a studio demand or the fact of who made this.
Sure. Well, with this movie, it's a little bit of it's both.
Okay.
The studio are the people demanding this vanity project, and the audience, us, when we heard this idea, it was snakes on a plane, awesome.
Yes.
And in the end, it didn't quite deliver what the imagination brought to mind.
It was snakes on a plane.
Yeah.
It was Snake on a Plane in concept awesome, and then it was Snakes on a Plane bad in execution.
Yes.
Here's the thing. Is it a studio demand that Stallone directs this? Because he wrote it and directed it. And he wrote it with someone and he directed it himself. Because I would say an easy way to make this a much better movie is to give it in the hands of someone like Gareth Evans, who did The Raid Redemption, and get a true modern-day action director. Or you know what? Screw that. John McTiernan is still alive, and he directed arguably two of the greatest action movies of all time, Die Hard and Predator.
Yeah.
Why is he not working right now? He should be directing these things.
Yeah, actually, that would be perfect, right? Because Predator was exactly that. A bunch of big, muscly badasses in the jungle. The first quarter of the movie, third of the movie, something like that, is them literally doing what we're describing right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's shooting grenades everywhere. Like, literally shooting grenades, shooting guns everywhere. That movie invented the minigun as we know it, like as the handheld minigun.
Yeah.
It has the lines, "You're bleeding, I ain't got time to bleed."
The dude, Predator is,
right?
and then you got Die Hard. Like those are, dude. I'm saying this. If we're gonna anthologize the Expendables franchise, we do not need to go into detail on this, okay? I don't want to go off on a tangent of what this could be, but I'm telling you, Expendables 3 or 4 or 5 is the Predator. It's the Predator versus Stallone and Statham, and just honestly, do it all again.
What I would do, I wouldn't necessarily. That's not a bad idea. I would personally rather see. I don't knockoff monsters. I don't want to see him fight the Predator.
Yeah.
I want to see him fight space aliens. Yeah. Have it be a sci-fi. We do the Expendables one is this, right? It's the modern ops style movie.
Okay.
Whether it's 2 or 3 or whatever, one of them is a sci-fi and they have to go to another planet or whatever. And there's
Running Man, dude.
Alien,
Running Man,
a whole bunch of aliens.
Running Man, send them off. Like if you go to that kind of stuff.
Do a plot where they're prisoners.
They're all captured and they got to bust out.
Oh, like a foreign. Oh, that's not bad. I was going to think like a Foreign Legion thing where they're conscripted. They're prisoners who are conscripted to go fight some crazy aliens or something.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. I was thinking more of just like, okay, we do both.
Yeah.
Dude, actually, I'll go one step further. Your freaking preview for the next one that opens the movie is a non-existent film.
Sure.
So you could do the Expendables meet the Predator as your fake trailer. And so people are like, holy shit, I want this movie. And then they don't actually ever get the Expendables versus Predator, but you do get, I like that they're conscripted into. Sorry.
I could come up, like we could do this all day. Essentially, if you really wanted, you could just have them visit each other's movies, essentially. Kind of actually like you were saying with the Predator, like it's Predator versus them. So it's like they're all in the Predator movie. So then you could have them go, like, most of these guys haven't done like a fantasy movie of sorts.
Oh my god!
But put them all in like a Conan-esque movie. What I would do is you do like some sort of Viking-esque movie.
Oh, man, all these just middle-aged to later life old muscle-bound meathead dudes just Viking, yes. And then what was it? It's Jim Caviezel. He plays it's Vikings, but he's a spaceman from that crash lands on Earth.
I don't even know this one.
Oh man, it was a limited release straight to DVD, Redbox, whatever. I'll look it up later. But the Expendables as it is, as this vanity project that is continuing, it's 3 movies now, is just forget it. Like, no, I don't care. Die Hard, one of the greatest movies of all time. Predator, one of the greatest movies of all time. Not even a great action movie. Like, just in my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, yeah.
And the genre definers that they are.
Yeah.
And I don't think Expendables does what they thought it was is not what we got. And I think the way to resolve that is to, studio, we'll give you the return of these 80s heroes all teamed up.
Oh, yeah.
We're giving you that, but let's make it better. Right. And I think we've just talking just one, the idea of the fact that we get to kill these guys. We've already franchised it.
That's genius.
You've already threw the money at me. That's right.
And initially I was just thinking some of them die because then we go, but no, your idea of anthologizing it. So
you don't know who's going to live or die now.
Exactly. Yeah. That's,
because like Jet Li being part of the cast here, Statham being part of the cast here, then you get to call back to some of the things that made like them so great as Stallone and Lundgren, like
a ninja movie,
with
a good old classic 80s ninja movie,
like Chap Saki,
with all those guys in it. What?
Because the thing is that like if you do this, if you say, hey, this isn't a series. Right, this is an anthology. Okay, this isn't a franchise where you got to sign up for 3 movies. Like, you would have the other stars knocking down the door to be a part of this. Schwarzenegger,
and you could do it. You don't have to come up with a backstory or plug them in a special way. It just it is. Yeah,
dude, you could get freaking Kurt Russell showing up with an eye patch ready to kick some ass. Right?
Sure, yeah.
You could get like you might even be able to get Bruce Willis to care.
Oh God, you could visit so many different things. It'd be amazing. Now I'm imagining Expendables Western.
Oh, yes. Like a cowboy Western, shoot 'em up, Magnificent Seven style movie.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. I'll give you this with just talking on Bruce Willis, to have him be a traitor in one of these things where he's committing some sort of robbery. Like having him be
where he's the
Hans Gruber, right? A sports movie. No, see, I was thinking more like Rocky, but like this doesn't work. I retract the idea that it could be a sports movie, because we need to put them in scenarios where they can shoot guns and die.
Yep.
That is the we want big blow up action sequences in here. That's what the studio wants. That's what we're going to give them. So every scenario we throw them in, we don't know who's going to live or die in these movies.
Yep.
And I think
that'd be great.
You have an opportunity to have like Harrison Ford even being like, "Hey, I want in on this."
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
cool. Which version of your old school characters do you want to play? I don't know. I want to play Han Solo again. Even though I killed him off, I think I want to play Han Solo again. Are you gonna die again? Hey, maybe that's what having a Terminator style sci-fi where it's
sure.
And maybe that could be part of like the Alien one, where they're like you said, like a foreign legion forced into. One of them could be a robot.
Yeah,
right? You could get freaking Ian Holm to show up and play a robot. like the Expendables, it could be, you sell it on the big muscle bound stars, but rope in someone like Lance Hendrickson or
of course,
freaking Sigourney Weaver coming in.
That's what they did with Eric Roberts.
Of all people, that's so funny. Eric Roberts is such a schlocky.
Oh no, he's great. I think he's great. He's done a lot of terrible movies, but
hey, you know what? In the right, and I actually think he knew the movie he was in. In the first Expendables, Dolph Lundgren and Eric Roberts knew what they were doing.
Sure,
they weren't there to fluff their egos. They were there, and you know who really knew what they were doing? Van Damme in the second one. Like
I don't.
He plays the bad guy in the second one.
Oh, nice!
And he does this amazing kill right up front where he like stabs Liam Hemsworth in the chest and then like uppercut kicks him and like jams the knife through, and like he's got sunglasses on. He's having like he knows the movie he's in. And then you got something like Wesley Snipes showing up in the third one, who's like trying to like relive his heyday.
Sure, yeah.
And it's like, dude, come on, you're approaching this incorrectly.
Yeah,
which is a lot of the problems with the Expendables, is that all these guys were trying to recapture their former glory without realizing.
Well, like this is some sort of double jump, right? Like this is we're gonna that was a dumb analogy. Like this is the opportunity to re-kickstart this. I just gotta say the line that I said before, and it reignites.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be
my career, but
no.
And I actually think an anthology style movie would be a better opportunity to do that.
Certainly, yeah, because they get to, like you said, recreate whole hog scenes.
Yeah,
but finding a way to. Because they have like going to having freaking Chuck Norris show up and being like, I heard this about him. Ooh, I heard this about him. Doing like all the Chuck Norris jokes. It's so dumb. Like it's so uninspired.
Yeah.
And even though we're sitting here right now saying like, oh no, we're going to recreate scenes from these classic 80s movies, I feel like there's an inspired way to do it. Again, I'm going to go to Gareth Evans as the director of The Raid, as someone who, or John McTiernan, get like a legit action director in there to make these. Stallone is fine. I don't think Stallone is the director he wishes he was, and I don't think he directs movies that are as good as they could be. And a perfect example of that is you can look at Rocky Balboa and Creed. Those two movies thematically are very similar.
Well, okay, I haven't seen Creed.
Okay,
I feel like that's a bit of a sin. I really should.
You should.
But I did see Balboa. I actually really liked Balboa, but. And I think this is actually what Stallone's much better at. He knows how to direct action. He can do it. He's serviceable.
Yes. Yeah.
But I actually thought Balboa was a wonderful sunsetting of a character.
Right.
It was beautiful. I really was super impressed by Balboa. But that's not the kind of movie. That's not the kind of and so he's really good at directing these scenes of an actor acting, right? And that's not really what the 80s action genre was about.
It's not.
Or what the Expendables
should be
told us it was going to deliver.
They lied to us. I will say this: Rocky Balboa is a perfectly fine film, but then you watch Creed and you go, "Oh no, that's how this should have been done." And I use that as an example to show that Stallone is fine. I think he is a serviceable director. When it comes down to taking his ideas and concepts to their fullest extent to what they should be. Talking about Expendables, we're seeing this just in this conversation right now. He had a great idea. It was his idea to bring all these guys together.
Oh, yeah.
And he made demands. The studio made demands. Yeah. He made demands to get us what we got. He wasn't. I am a fan of Stallone. I think he should have won the Oscar, like for Creed. Like I am not besmirching the name Stallone. He's a legend of Hollywood. The story of Rocky and how it got made is inspiring, if anything. But I think that there are, and that's why he didn't direct the subsequent films. And the subsequent films do a little bit better in trying to find what we're asking for right now, or what we're pitching right now.
Yeah.
So taking him out of the director's chair, but really giving him the vanity project he wants, I think is the key here. If the studio is saying he has to direct, we're gonna need a hell of a good script that he can't screw up.
I think the key is action.
Yeah. Inspire. That's another thing. The quick cuts to hide how these guys can't fight. The CG blood, like even
that's okay. I still think all of that is okay. We just need more of the action and less of the talking. Say your one-liners. That's the whole idea. It's the one-liners. Get to the.
I don't care about your backstory.
Get to the expendability.
Yes, kill these guys. All right, let's take a quick break here. We're gonna come right back. Here's a message from I don't know what ad's going here, but here's one of them.
Hi there, I'm David.
And I'm Kate.
And we're the hosts of another Zelda podcast.
There are so many good podcasts out there, and some of them in particular concern The Legend of Zelda.
That's right, Kate, and we are another one of them. That is actually the name of our show, Another Zelda Podcast.
And in our show in particular, we talk about some of our favorite dungeons, characters, boss battles. We have top 10 lists.
Yeah, we do deep dives on game design and production aspects of the different Zelda games.
And we talk about our own experiences. We do some review episodes, talk about our challenges, our struggles, and our victories.
That's right. Really just almost anything that has to do with Zelda, we like to talk about it. A new episode comes out every other Friday, and you can subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and YouTube.
And you can also check out our episodes on our website, anotherzeldapodcast.com.
That's right. All right, we will see you there.
Okay, bye.
Hello, I'm Max.
And I'm Jordan.
And I'm here to talk to you about the Top Hat Balloon Show.
It's a great show.
It's a sketch comedy show that comes out every week.
Hilarious things happen in it.
You can find us on YouTube or iTunes or on our website at tophatballoonshow.com.
We have a website.
And we're back.
You liking this idea?
Yeah.
You like this Expendables anthology?
Very much.
Okay, so
very much. We could make so many of these.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go off of that. So we've already kind of delved into some other topics here. If the first one is the team on a mission and they are going to fail, right?
No. I think I don't know if
they're gonna die.
Yeah,
they'll succeed at the cost of their lives because they are expendable, right? Say this is sorry, just to be annoyed about Suicide Squad. It's like don't make it seem they should die. Their lives should be at risk this entire time, and that bomb in their neck is so arbitrary. It's like. You could just threaten their families and make them come back. The bomb in the neck doesn't mean anything other than the guy who can climb anything. He's dead, right? Killing them off, winning at the expense at all costs. There is we don't believe in no-win scenarios. We will get out of it. We will succeed or die trying. No, we will succeed and die trying, right?
Yeah.
So knowing that starting the movie off by saying, "Oh no, there's gonna be more of these." You just sit back and watch Expendables 2's coming in 2 years. You got it, no matter what. And then sitting there and watching the audience like, "What?
Yeah. But I just saw him.
Yes, that was so awesome. He went down guns blazing."
Oh yeah.
So I love the Western idea. I love the alien fighting on an alien planet idea. Where else?
Oh, so many. Well, like you can do a lot of fun things with sci-fi. It really opens things up. So you had mentioned a sports movie and kind of dismissed it. And for the most part, it would be unless you married it with something weird like sci-fi, where you say this is some sort of like either a science, something like that, something where violence is a part of the sport.
Yeah. Okay. What about a tournament movie then? And get Van Damme in here. You got
like
Lundgren,
like a blood sport kind of thing,
like a freaking Street Fighter here, right? Like I mean, like giving them character types and like,
and having them. So with Expendables and even a lot of these ideas we're talking about, obviously someone would be the villain, stuff like that. But it's mostly been team movies, right?
Yeah.
But with what you just said, they're all fighting each other.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
so we don't know someone's going to win in the end.
Who's going to win?
Who's going to? No one knows.
They die in every movie. We don't know who's going to survive here. How freaking fun with that! But then,
that becomes a problem because then egos are going to be like,
who survives? Who lives? Who survives? In a blood sport. At this point, if we could get to that, whether it's the fourth, fifth, whatever franchise. Do you think they would have had enough fun at this point that egos aside, they'd be like, "Oh no, I want the good death scene. That's what everyone loves." Is watching in a Street Fighter blood sport style movie. I think bigger is better. I think you go Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter ridiculousness. Otherwise, it's just people in a ring getting kicked.
You take their most iconic characters, you mash them together, and you turn them to 11.
Yeah.
And
so it's like Mortal Kombat, like Street Fighter, they are going to be fighting in various locations with various obstacles around them.
With various weapons.
With various weapons, but yeah, who does Stallone live? Because this is his vanity project. Does he get to win in the end? Well, I go back to that. The cool deaths at this point is what this franchise will be known for.
That's what you try to sell them on.
Yeah.
And thus, what I would say, the person who lives is either a CG character who isn't a real person anyway, or a complete unknown, or just character you weren't expecting. To be it.
So
Steven Zahn.
Of all people, Steve Zahn gets ripped in here. He's just playing his character, his rhythm guitar player from That Thing You Do. And he's like, why do I keep winning?
why am I in a tournament to the death?
Okay, so with this, I think just the fact that you agreed a minute into this episode, right? Who else do we get involved here? I want to see Jackie Chan in here.
Anyone.
Jackie Chan in here, right? Chow Yun-Fat and is it Chow Yun-Fat and Jet Li and Hard Boiled, like getting those two to team up again?
Well, Chow Yun-Fat was in Hard Boiled.
Yeah. Okay. Having had them come together again and be a team, like a duo, getting freaking Danny Glover over in here, man. Like bringing in, I'm getting too old for this shit. Like, no, seriously, I am. I have osteoporosis. I'm 90.
They went and made a female Expendables. I don't remember the name of it.
If it wasn't Expendables, they failed.
But I remember she was in it. The person that I think should have been in the Expendables proper was Cynthia Rothrock.
Oh, the kung fu fighting blonde lady, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and right. So all of them.
Sigourney Weaver, Jamie Lee Curtis, Michelle Rodriguez, Mila Djokovic, like getting young and old in here.
Yeah.
The Expendables.
Right, because the whole point to Expendables was starting with those guys from the 80s, but you can definitely start pulling from more than that. Even that one,
Statham,
they had more modern. Yeah, Statham. They had MMA fighters.
Right.
So
get Batista in here, man. Let me see him. Like get the freaking Rock in here. Dude, you get the Rock on board. The
Vin
Rock
Diesel. Well, now you're
getting Fast and
just
Furious.
getting all the Fast and Furious movies. Yeah.
I don't want to see Vin Diesel. anytime Vin Diesel makes
see,
something
the thing is,
that
Vin Diesel, I still consider him an action star. I really like, right? Like, I still want to see more Riddick movies. I don't care what anyone says.
I want to see more Riddick movies too. Vin Diesel wants to see more Riddick movies. He has a third script he can't open because David Toohey won't give him the damn key to it. Or fourth script, I guess, at this point. Anyway, that's Vin Diesel as an action star works in the Fast and the Furious. That's kind of it. I we're just talking about Riddick. Riddick's fine, but like the Triple X movies, no. Season of the Witch or whatever, The Witcher, whatever
it wasn't Witcher. That's a thing that's coming out soon with
Cavill.
Yeah, Superman.
Super dud.
Yeah, super dud.
Super lame.
That's actually one I wouldn't mind rebooting in sort of a similar manner. Not where everyone dies, but it was too wordy.
Which one?
I think the Season of the Witch or whatever, the Witch Hunter.
Witch Hunter.
That one. I think there was something there, and it just missed it.
That's another episode.
Yeah, it is
You can
another
pull that
episode.
out of the hat next time.
That's true. Yeah.
But
But back to Expendables.
getting The Rock in there.
Oh yeah.
Playing like his rundown character, because not playing the
More rundown.
yeah not playing the unstoppable juggernaut Rock that we see in the Fast and the Furious movies. Not playing his Ubermensch, right?
No, are you kidding? That's we need to lean in.
We need
lean
to-
into
okay,
it.
all right, I
So
guess
so you know who he would be? Like in our tournament movie, he's the guy running the thing. He's our M. Bison.
That's another thing. It's not just selling these guys like, hey, get involved with this franchise. You get to die like a badass. It's get involved with this because you could be the villain.
Yeah.
Being the villain's way more fun. I know, these guys, like I said, Van Damme had a hell of a good time playing the bad guy in 2. You can see it.
Yeah.
That he's having a great time, and I have to think that these people would have way
The
more
Rock's
fun.
been a villain. He was the villain in Doom.
That's right. Whoa. That movie. Semper Fi, mother. Okay. What a bad movie. But Carl Urban's in it, and he's great.
Yeah, he sure is.
Oh man, let's take a Die Hard-esque, right? We single location building style,
Sure.
and mix it with Judge Dredd.
Well, that's what Dredd was.
No, that was Dredd. I'm saying
okay. Oh,
Stallone's Judge Dredd, right?
okay, yeah.
Like making them a sci-fi police force that's got to take down Nakatomi Tower.
Yes.
Isn't this better?
This is so much fun.
Damn it, studio. We are giving everything you want here and more. Make this movie.
Yes.
Make this entire series. The rotating directors, the rotating cast, the rotating genres, like Expendables as a brand is not being utilized to its fullest extent here.
The only real problem I can see is anthology franchises don't take off.
We got to make this one take off.
Can we think of one that has, right? Halloween was intended to be as such.
Give me Michael Myers. Where's the guy in the white mask?
Yeah.
Where's the guy in the white mask?
Cloverfield was meant to be that.
And then they're like connecting them all. Yeah.
I know. Those are the two that I definitely know of.
Yeah, I think there's an opportunity here. If you think of it in terms of, and I know like this, it's so easy to go back to this in terms of discussing franchises, the success of something like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Not trying to replicate that.
Oh no, definitely not.
And I feel
right, like this is almost the opposite of that.
Yeah, and that's the key there. It's like we're creating something. Listen to us, studio. Listen to us, Stallone. You're creating something that has succeeded in television. Like the American Horror Stories, each season, stands alone with that, with like maybe a single callback here and there.
Yeah, well, and I think that's a really good model. That itself, if I understand right, was pretty revolutionary as well. I can't think of another show that was that did a serialized season, and then did a new one. I know there's like there've been anthology shows like Twilight Zone and
Black
things
Mirror,
like that.
yeah.
Every episode's different, but
This is the same cast. The intent of Prison Break was initially going to be every season was going to be a new prison with a new cast, and then as they approached the end of season 1, Fox TV was like, Dominic Purcell and Wentworth Miller are really hot right now, so you need to rewrite your ending to this season so we can have 2 more seasons of this or further. And so then they pivoted on the last episode to like, to be continued, and it was not good.
Not good.
But saying to the studio, it's like, look, you're promote the hell out of this to be able to say, hey, we're going to give you every 80s movie you didn't know you wanted again, or the ones that you did want again.
And contracts also become interesting because the movies won't actually be continuing, so you don't have to worry about continuing characters. So if someone wants out, if that wasn't for them,
and someone wants in, you got them in, because there's never going to be like, oh, what happened to so and so? Who gives it? Go watch the last movie. They dead, or they got to live happily ever after watching the sunset. Get your ass to Mars. Like, I'm just thinking the sci-fi one. This would be fun. I don't know what else we could even offer the studio that they would I don't know about that. Like, what more is there to this?
The only issue I can see,
I got it. We're good. Yep.
Is that they don't like the idea of big name actors dying.
Well, that's
because for a long time that's like a super taboo thing to do, right? But I think now, like, so the initial thing you said was making this back in 2010,
right?
Even then, actually, I think it had started fading. The idea of their star power that you can't kill. Yeah, I think that's kind of over and done with. I think you can now.
Yeah. So maybe in 2010 this would be the hard sell, but because we're not even looking at the hate like Marvel Cinematic.
I think it's still kind of a hard sell.
Yeah.
But I think that's the main hurdle, is convincing the studio and convincing those actors
to die.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That fair enough. Because honestly, I guess I'm thinking in terms of now. It'd be really easy to sell this idea now. But I did say we're flashing back to 2010. So you're right. That's a huge obstacle to get around. And I think that contracting these guys for 3 movies right out of the gate, but explaining to them, it's like, no, think like the original Indiana Jones. You can watch those 3 in any order, and really fluffing their ego in terms of you get to be the best version of yourself, live or die. You're coming back for 2 more of these. And because this is, especially in 2010, but still to this day now, because they're proving this with the Fast and the Furious right now, guess what? If we make one of these, the Expendables, and then subtitle, right? If in one of these Statham and Lundgren survive and they are huge hits in movie X, guess what? Spin-off.
Yeah.
Because now you can have what frickin' Star Wars ended up doing, which is your episodes and your anthology movies. So you can be
the way they have Star Wars story. Yeah.
Yep. So now you have the Expendables presents Lundgren and Statham replaying their characters here. Because not only that, man, 2010, we're jumping ahead. Like we're beating Marvel Cinematic Universe to the punch at this point. It's like, look, they're gonna die, but if they don't die, we can do a spin-off. And now you're playing with 2 franchises because that spin-off movie might be good enough to get a sequel. Sure. And you can just keep going that way. While you got Lundgren over here replaying this character with Statham again and again, they can still be in the next Expendables movies as a different character. I mean, hell, you could build an entire studio around the Expendables. Do it, studio. It's funny because I essentially offered this to you. I'm convinced.
It's okay. It's
so yeah. What else do you play with here?
I just want to make.
You just want to make it cool.
Version. I just want to make new versions, right? Like what other genre? You do a war movie?
Oh,
like
yeah.
Pick almost any war
and just stick them in there. Like I would go World War II.
Oh yeah, right. Like a Saving Private Ryan, Dirty Dozen kind
Vietnam.
of movie.
It's got to be Vietnam. If we're
Vietnam
playing
would
in the
also be
80s,
pretty good.
like I think the heyday of Vietnam films was definitely the coming out of Vietnam and those filmmakers. So like the 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
So you make a Vietnam movie. Dirty Dozen is what you just said. Yeah. God, it's so cool. Gosh.
Oh, it'd be weird to see these guys in it, but it would be awesome to see just like a a blood-soaked gangster movie.
Oh, like Tommy guns. Like,
Yeah.
How ridiculous would they look in those suits? Just like these big beefed out guys. In like pinstripe suits.
They'd look pretty awesome, actually.
I mean, like, what was it?
Because I can...
Gangland? What was that one with Brolin and Ryan Gosling? Mobs. Everyone's yelling at me right now. Like, just Google it. A gangster.
But
movie.
Bruce Willis was in a gangster mobster / western. Last Man Standing,
which is a remake of Yojimbo. Yeah.
Stallone. I mean, it was a comedy, but he was the one where he was a mob boss.
Stop or my mom will shoot.
No, he was a cop in that one.
Cop or my mom will shoot.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was it.
yeah, that was the name of it.
Gang movie. You know who?
All right, we're gonna. All right, fine.
I'm just
internet.
gonna look it up.
Yeah.
Gangster Squad. Okay, yeah, there we go. A gangster movie, a cowboy movie. I'm all in on this. This is great. Okay, so actually, I'm curious to see of the episodes we've done so far. Though I really like Die Hard, I had a lot of fun with the Dark Universe. This one's the possibility of this one is the most fun.
Oh yeah. I think of them, this would actually be the most uphill battle.
Yeah, you're right. Because we're not necessarily meeting the studio demands per se. Because I think we are, but we're putting that angle of killing these people off is the hardest. The hardest sell here. It's the hardest sell now. It'd be even harder in 2010. Yeah, recording this now. It'd be even more difficult because these guys are getting up there. They're getting a bit long in the tooth, if you will.
Yeah. Well, so he's apparently been more than one. Stallone was in a movie called Capone. He played Frank Nitti.
Frank Nitti.
But that's not the one I'm thinking of.
Oh man, you know,
gotta be there.
You know what could have happened in 2010 if we had gotten this off the ground and much of the studio's demand.
What's
2010, maybe 2012. If that first one was a massive success, maybe if you want to push it to 2014 for like a third one, we could have got Sean Connery out of retirement. I think.
Yeah.
If this was everything it could be.
Oh sure.
Nice to see him one more time. Just even if he's like on a screen being like, "Your mission, should you choose to accept it," which I know is from a completely different franchise than the one I was a part of, but you know what I'm trying to say here.
Oscar. Stallone was in a movie called Oscar where he played.
He was the guy. Okay,
yeah.
I was like, I don't think this is winning any Oscars,
No.
Jim. Action
Sorry.
movies don't. Oh God, can you imagine like a Mad Max?
Yes.
Like
yes, I can.
Expendables.
Oh, so good.
So the Fury Road we got in this hypothetical where we created the Expendables.
Yeah.
Then George Miller would have came in and be like, "Oi, we'll go no day." So what do you think, listeners? The Expendables, are you on board? Have we met all the studio demands? Are we missing something that the studio would ask of us? Because that's something we didn't talk about with the Dark Universe last week.
Oh, that's true.
I didn't throw it out there to the listeners, and I'm sure people hit up the comment section to let us know. But is there a demand that the studio would ask in this scenario that we're missing? So if you want to hit up the comment section, wherever you might be listening to this, or you can tweet at me, which I will relay to Jim.
Yes.
Because you still don't have
Because
Twitter.
I live under a rock. It's a nice rock.
Yeah. I want to know if we've missed anything, because I think we've painted what could possibly be one of the greatest franchises of all time.
Oh yeah.
Is that too big of us? This is a movie built upon ego. So yeah, with that said, I think we absolutely have a better movie for just the first Expendables, with the possibility of more than what we got.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you, that first Expendables in theory was a great idea, but in execution I was like, nope,
Yeah.
not what I wanted. Let's this is a little shorter than the last episodes, unless you have something you want to add to the Expendables here.
No, I don't. I think you want to do something.
Okay, so we'll do all the social stuff. So like I said, you can comment below if you have any ideas we might have missed here. If you want to challenge us on anything, you can hit us up there. If you have any questions from previous episodes, Jim, I'm actually going to pitch this to you on the spot because we are I'm going to collect comments and questions, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so when we hit like maybe every 10th episode or so,
Sure.
we'll just do a question and answer, like a Q&A.
Oh, sure.
And
Well,
revisit.
What you just brought up, the notion that somebody might have, well, the studio demands this thing, or you forgot about this, or I figured we'd talk about those things as well. We don't even necessarily have to save them.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't be mentioning that now. There's a sort of a formatting thing we should probably discuss. Off
No,
the
fine.
microphones, but
You bring a fair point. It's not just challenging us on the episodes you've heard so far, but if you have any ideas for the future, if
Yeah.
you want to throw us an episode topic for us in the future, then feel free to comment that as well. Or if you want, you can tweet at me. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at TC's Big Head. Jim, you can also reach through me at TC's Big Head. Get a Twitter, damn it. You said you do have one.
Yeah, I don't remember that. It's probably super generic. It's not at Jim, but it's probably pretty close to
Pretty
that.
close to that. All right. And quick shout out to Sixfive Media. Check out everything they're doing. I think we had a Zelda podcast promo on this one, if not the last episode. So check out everything there, as well as some cool video content. It's not just podcasts here that they do. Oh, no. There's video content as well. You can check out a much more concise version of essentially what this show is with my YouTube series or my video series, Steal This Idea, which is similar to this, where I'm going to I pitch something at you as fast as I can. So you can go check out that as well. So, Jim, we did it.
We did.
Cool.
We made yet another amazing.
In quantum theory, any possibility that can happen does happen. So out there in the universe, we've created a tangential break off of the timeline where this does exist. We've willed it to happen somewhere in the universe, in the infinite possibilities.
I will sleep well tonight.
All right, well, tune in next episode where Jim is going to be the studio demanding something of us. I'm very curious what you follow up with, but you're like freaking out already.
Yep,
like,
I am. Oh God.
That's why I made a list and I just randomly scroll through it. There we go. All right, so with that said, that's it for the episode. I am TC.
I am Jim.
And that's it.
The studio demanded it.
Yeah.
That's not.
That's it.
Yep.
That's the end of the episode.
Yeah. I'm not going to do that again.
Bye, Jim.
Bye.